Does
Hey,
Hi. Good morning.
morning.
I can't believe you're doing this early.
Yeah, right.
Right? What time is it there?
It is 8:42, not too early, but
No, I'm 9:42 here.
yeah, for a young 20 something, it's pretty early.
Yeah. Well, for a 42-year-old, it's pretty early myself. So I see you've still got your have you've been doing a lot of art. Like I've been following your Instagram. You're kind of making some large strides in your
Yeah,
expression.
stretching some canvas, stretching some construction signs over here.
Yeah.
See some collective elements. But yeah, just challenging myself, challenging art.
And then you're collaborating with some new people that I hadn't heard about.
What collaborations?
It looks like you're like doing some photography
Oh,
like, with like some photo sessions and stuff.
yeah. So rented a studio, and then a friend of mine was doing photography for me, and just did some, kind of off the ball shots here and there from excerpts of the photo shoot for the product shoot.
Excellent. Well, I
Yeah,
can't wait to see your next set.
yeah. Next is going to be art push, on a website, get everything sold, and
Yeah, you got to get your website up.
yeah.
Hey, so you and what was it? I was in the Spur Bar and Grill in downtown Park City, Utah, and I saw they've got a painting. I'll shoot I'll copy a photo of the painting into our interview here, but it really made me think of your artwork, the way that you sort of interlay these multimedia images into paintings and then put words. You're really the only artist that I know that's using words the way that you do. And so you saw that painting, and what were your thoughts? I feel like it's a similar. The guy's name is Devon, 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 Park City, Utah, at the Spur Bar and Grill.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even really know what this piece is called because there's no labels on this.
I do remember it, and I kind of remember my kind of commentary on it. But yeah, I think after looking into Devon a bit more and his kind of ideal, which seems to be one of the most important things about artists and like projects that they do is kind of idealism behind it. But it felt like it felt like cowboy culture, and America's obsession with cowboys, and it being in Park City is and in a Spur Bar and Grill.
What do you think of this style? Like, if you Google search Devon, Devon, artist Park City, what I think is that this piece is probably one of his older pieces. Like when how do you categorize this like cowboy piece?
I mean, considering looking at Devon's work from the interviews I've seen, is he started using a lot more epoxy, and it looked like his or resin. I mean, so he kind of elevated and had like a different kind of like commercial status. Having more supplies in his
Hmm.
arsenal. It also seems like more capital to kind of throw at the production of these pieces. So this piece, considering it didn't look like it was resonated. It was it was a screen print on canvas, appeared to be anyways, that kind of collaged together, mixed together. So it seems like possibly an earlier work, and something that a bar would want to buy to have. It seems like kind of a accent piece, so it seems like it's earlier work. It's
Yeah,
not necessarily like the big show that his current work is.
have these Devons. Yeah, his artwork right now is like super showy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but so this epoxy, like that piece behind you, that pretty faces, ugly faces.
Mm-hmm.
That's a multimedia, right? Like, so there's a. How did you attach that um image to the canvas?
So I had
Using
someone, well, actually a company, just do a Z clay print, and then I just started to paint on top of it. And considering it's mixed media, I'm using like acrylic paint, I'm using spray paint, I'm using paint markers, pastels, crayons, to just kind of layering it all together. So that's how it started. Just having someone first print that photo, So I don't have to do it in house.
Yeah.
The pieces of production or production equipment that I would have access to. So it's cheaper to kind of outsource it and bring it back to yourself, and then put your own type of spin on everything.
This his newer stuff, Devon, like if you look at his artwork, what really like made me think of like you and Anna Duval. You don't really do this, but Anna, she uses like this ultra glow. Uh, I forgot.
Actually, I used epoxy, and a lot of people use resin, but like I have a little example that I tested with. So like this epoxy is kind of nice just because it's simple. It's just two chemicals, I believe, just two liquids that you mix together, and then they form this and they get hard. And it takes like probably a day or two to actually harden completely. But yeah, it's really nice because it allows you to collage a lot of things. Like for me, just stapling in these canvases that I've previously painted.
Oh, you mean you staple it the side along like the wood?
Oh yeah, just like straight up stapled into the wood, just to make a canvas kind of property to it, and then having paper, pieces of clothing, like matches here. So yeah, it just allows you to mix more things together, and then you put it into one solid piece, and you don't have
That
to
piece
worry.
is actually insane. It looks like a piece of um, clear plastic where you can see through that.
Yeah, and
You
that's
know,
what resin turns out to be, or epoxy turns out to be, or what it looks like, and it looks so clean.
yeah.
Really nice.
Anna Duval is using ultra glow polymer.
Okay, yeah, I've seen polymers
Yeah.
like glossy look.
Well, one of the things that like I went home over Christmas and I saw one of the paintings that I'd done like March 20, I don't know if it was 2019 or 2018, but it's only been like a year or two. And the painting, I use acrylic, and the painting itself looks dull and faded.
Hmm.
And uh, the oh, I'm drawing a blank. Stephen Harvey, right? Harvey from the Cultured Pearl. He says that you have to varnish your paintings in order to preserve them. Otherwise, they will get kind of. And so, are you doing that with all of your paintings right now?
No, the ones that I've fully finished. Well, yeah, I finished a few, and some of them I just left as they are, just because it's simpler. But I know I need to varnish them and kind of complete the process. I would say, I mean, it's necessary, but not all artists do it. I've met a few that haven't.
Yeah,
Uh, I think also it's about like it's kind of almost like an ideal of like whether you want to last forever or not. But everyone does. But to get back to the question, like this piece here, just because it is a non-traditional fabric, and I was just worried about the stick of acrylic on it. I varnished everything about it. Of
yeah.
course, using spray paint, you're a little bit safer. But yeah, before I varnished it, like pieces were kind of chipping, just because also it's reversible. So
Is that what?
yeah, a lot of there's a lot of movement going into it, and I want people to be able to, you know, to be versatile and for it to
Yeah.
last. So yeah, these pieces, the last four I've done, I made sure to varnish.
Is that Velcro?
Yeah. So when I varnished it, I took off the Velcro.
Yes.
It's still sticky. So yeah.
Excellent. Hey, getting back to Devon.
Mhm.
So Park City, Utah. This pop art. I guess the reason why I reached out to you is I am not a pop artist. You know, that popular culture kind of. I mean, you're looking at Audrey Hepburn, like Marilyn Monroe. What's your take?
Well, they're icons. Like I saw a lot of like Billy the Kid and Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid.
Yeah, like
Anyways,
Robert Redford.
yeah, and just things like that. I really like Devon's explanation. Like I was saying, it's come up like the idea, the story of a hero, and our kind of obsession with that. And Marilyn Monroe, and all those icons have been seen again and again, but just kind of putting it in a different way, and kind of encasing them as like something to live forever. It's like they're almost like gods to us, in our culture, and pop art, extrapolates that, kind of pushes it. And then him talking about, the story of the hero, mythology was really interesting because, like I mentioned, kind of like modern day God, like these actors, these famous people are going to be, live forever, and this art does that to a different level. And I think that's what pop art is, it's that pop culture, and I think it surrounds the ideal of modern mythology, of the hero, of a superhero, or of a famous actor.
Yeah, I think it's preserving these icons from like a current period.
One that's already loved, already known widely, and you're just kind of doing more with that.
This guy, I guess he studied under Andy Warhol's assistant. And
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of the assistant. It's like he's taken this Andy Warhol concept, these like, Campbell soup cans, and just sort of elevated it and made it his own style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, like what would have Andy Warhol done had he not, died?
Yeah, or I think it's the same ideal, but in a different way. It doesn't look like I can't say exactly his technique, but it doesn't look like he has a lot of screen printing going on, and he's more of like collaging, putting it.
Yeah, that one video that I saw on YouTube, it's like he's cutting things out of like books and magazines
Mm-hmm.
versus screen printing, huh? So you think that you could do everything that he's doing like as a graphic artist, like with a computer?
Andy Warhol or Devon?
Devon.
I don't think so. I think you could do some things with it, but you wouldn't have the physical properties. You wouldn't be able to see the tears. You wouldn't be able to see the dimensions of what's there because
Yeah,
it's real. It's not digital. It's not artificial.
it's like the difference between a painting and a print. Like the actual original.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody buys an original painting, you can see the brush strokes and the elevation of the paint.
Yeah,
So
and I think in his case, adding like little like sequins, crystals, um, sparkles, and stuff like that is another really nice touch to everything.
what do you think he's using to glue those on so that they don't?
Well, I think initially it's glue, and then like I said, like with this piece here, with resin and how I used epoxy, it almost doesn't matter. As long as everything's placed correctly and it's going to stay there, and you do the process, it's encased and it's done forever. You don't have to worry about did I varnish this specific part of the acrylic, or did I do this, did I do that? You just put it on top and it's done. You can do
Yeah.
multiple layers of epoxy too, and add those pieces, those depths, those levels.
I really like he's like gluing these Swarovski crystals, and he's got this like black diamond dust. I
Yeah.
wish you were here. I wish you could see this stuff. When you're up to it, close to it, the whole painting just like sparkles. It's
Mhm.
like this crazy. Um, it's such a cool concept. I mean, I've seen Anna Duval is really the only person that I've seen that makes her like paintings shiny like that. Maybe I'm like a small town boy and I need to get out and about, but to me this is like feels kind of like new age, like revolutionary, like shiny paintings, I don't know.
Yeah, and one thing that was interesting is that gallery owner. I forget the name in that YouTube video, but he was saying how Devon being amongst all these rustic paintings and kind of like traditionalities, and then you see his piece that obviously stands apart from the rest. It's shiny,
Yeah,
sparkly. Like
yeah.
it's a lot. Um,
You're talking about Jordan, the manager of the Prospect Gallery. The owner of that gallery like has like an interesting sort of business model. If you walk down Main Street of Park City, you see the Prospect Gallery, and then immediately across the street you like see some more Devons, and like I forget the name of the other gallery, And then you walk down a little bit further and there's Devon again. And so this guy owns or runs, like the owner has like 4 galleries on the same street. And it's like the same outlet. So he's basically got this like Beijing monopoly on like back street art.
And I can imagine when someone walks by, like for instance, they exit one gallery and then they see another painting that's shiny, that's catches their attention instantly. And I could imagine amongst Park City, I've never been there, but I can imagine that those pieces really stand apart from everything.
Yeah, because everything really looks like a small town. Like they've kind of preserved this sort of like wooden. Man, you got to get here, Sundance 2021.
Yeah,
We gotta we gotta figure out how to get some space.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to say, Mr. Carson?
No, that's it. Farewell, my friend.
All right. It was good to see you. I'll see you in 2021.
Yep. Until next time.
All right. Bye, man.